What is good, everyone? How are you guys doing? I hope you guys are having yourselves an amazing, tremendous, just absolutely perfect day. I know my day is going pretty good and it's absolutely beautiful out here. Welcome back to Jade Plants and Bonsai. So everyone, we finally did it. We hit 1,000 subscribers, and so today we are coming in with the 1,000 subscriber special. Thank you guys so very much. I truly do appreciate each and every single one of you guys who shows me support. You guys are the best and you guys are keeping me going. And I also hope that I've maybe inspired some of you guys who don't have plants to get a plant, because they are just simply awesome. So yeah, thank you guys, and now let's get right into the video. You guys may have noticed we have ourselves a plant here next to me. It's a dwarf jade, and it's going to be the focus for today's video. This plant holds a very special place in my heart, and so I thought it was only right that we reveal it on a very special occasion. Of course, today is the day, and it's finally time to reveal this plant to you guys. I've been wanting to show you guys pretty much since I started the channel, but I thought I'd wait for a day like this. So yeah, before we get too far ahead of ourselves, however, I think it's important to go over the history of this plant just so that you guys have a better understanding of how it came to be. So this plant's journey dates back more than 50 years, and it began on the island of Oahu in Hawaii, and it originally belonged to my grandma. It started out as just a regular small little dwarf jade, probably something similar to what you would see on my channel, but of course it lived in such a perfect environment for years that it was able to just thrive for all that time. And so over the course of time, even before I was born, this plant was just over there growing and pretty much cooking up in the laboratory, becoming this absolute monster that it is. This plant lived in Hawaii up until around 2020, which is unfortunately when my grandma passed away, and so we had to make sure that we brought this plant back home because it holds such a significant value. My grandma never really tried to bonsai her plants or anything. She just pretty much let it go and grow, but once my dad brought it home, he began to shape it, but I can just imagine how crazy overgrown it looked once he initially brought it home. If we have any pictures of it beforehand, I'll go ahead and show you guys. Hopefully I can find some, but I'm not too sure. We aren't 100% sure on the age of the plant, but it has to be at least 50, but realistically a good deal more than 50, just because my dad recalls being a kid and seeing this plant being just, you know, a little dwarf jade, just like a normal plant, not this crazy thing now. But yeah, now this plant is back home with us, and thankfully it's doing very good. And so now that we've gone over some of the context and some of the significance of this plant, we can now move on to actually taking a better look at it, seeing the design we have going for it, and then we're also going to do a very light pruning because it does have a few long branches, but not too many because it's getting cold now. And so the plants are going into dormancy, but still we'll get a little pruning action. Let's go, gamers. Alright guys, so here we have our awesome plant, our absolutely beautiful dwarf jade. We're going to start at the bottom of our plant here. Firstly, with our beautiful pot, we have this square kind of glazed pot here, and then we have our plant in a mix of lava rock as well as potting soil, but the top layer is mostly lava rock, as you guys can see. Taking a look at the base of our plant, this is where things get quite crazy. You can see how absolutely thick it is, and it's got some really awesome age on it. It looks like a true tree, as if you were looking from the bottom of an actual tree. Check that out, that looks pretty awesome. I'm gonna go ahead and move along to the other side of our base now. I just can't stress enough how absolutely awesome this trunk is, and we also have some pretty nice roots here. And luckily they're still doing good even in our super dry climate. Just some super nice age on that trunk. And we even got a little sucker growing there, which I always think those look cool, but realistically they have no value and they're gonna get cut off eventually. Same with that one. Really no value, kind of just takes away from our trunk. Just to give you guys a visualization of how thick the trunk is, here's a comparison between it and a plastic water bottle, because I'm sure everyone knows how thick and how big a plastic water bottle is. So there you guys go. Alright guys, so we are now going to start to move up the plant, and now we can take a look at what kind of shape we are giving our plant here. And so hopefully it is clear to see that we're going for a pretty ginormous canopy here. And then we also have our few little pads down here, our little layers, which I think look absolutely awesome, and they are also filling out quite nice. We also have some pretty nice separation between the pads and the actual canopy, just so that you don't get the pads confused for being a part of the canopy. And moving on to this side, we have this one branch that looks a little bit less full than the others, to say the least, and that's because we actually chopped this branch off relatively recently, and here's what it has grown back so far. So it is starting to fill out, but this one will take quite a bit of time. Taking a look at our canopy, like I said, it is quite ginormous, and so it is going to take a good amount of time to fill out because it does have a good few amount of gaps. This side is probably the most full side, and it's actually looking really good, but once we move over to this side, you can see it's got a pretty decent gap there in the middle, and then it's also got a pretty decent gap there, and then on the other side it will also have a gap. But overall, it's very healthy and it's doing very good, and so it should hopefully fill out completely in the near future as long as we just keep it healthy, but we'll just have to wait and see. And so now let's move around the plant, get another view of the canopy from a different side. So yeah, we have a pretty decent gap right here, but hopefully that will begin to fill out soon because we do have a good amount of new growth there. However, it is beginning to get quite cold actually, so probably not super soon. It's even going to start to dip into the 20s, which is pretty crazy and a little bit scary. We are going to just bring this plant inside though, so it should be completely fine. But yeah, take a look at how our canopy is looking on this side. Not too bad, just need to get these gaps filled and that's pretty much it, but the shape is looking quite well. So let's go ahead and keep moving. Thankfully the plant is nice and healthy now and the leaves are beautiful and green, but there actually was a point where the plant was not looking good at all. It was very bare. If I have any pictures still, I'll make sure to put them up. But yeah, as you can see, it is growing back quite well. It's seriously just a matter of filling in these gaps and then we should have a really nice plant. And so yeah, we are making our way to the final side of our plant. And so there we have it. We completed our tour around the plant. Hopefully you guys enjoyed taking a look at it just as much as I do every time. And so now that we have taken a look at it and we've seen all of its features, seen our design we're going for, let's go ahead and let's trim some of these long branches just so that we can ensure that we keep its shape and don't have it get all leggy, scraggly, and ugly realistically. So yeah, let's get to it. Alright guys, so all that I'm doing is I'm going around the plant and looking for these extremely long branches like this, and I'm cutting them back to either like the second or the third leaf on the branch, or in other words, just keeping it profile with the rest of the branches around it, just so that it's not, you know, an outlier or anything. It's not super long or super short, just trying to match it with the branches around it. So we're gonna take this branch back to about here, and there we go. And so now we should get a branch to grow this way and fill in this gap over here. Another branch that's right by this one that is quite long is this one right here. So as you can see, this branch is also very long and out of shape, and so that's why we need to cut it back so that we can get it to match with the rest of the plant, or else it's just gonna make it look scraggly and ugly. So we are gonna cut this branch back to right about here. And then I think that's still a little bit too long, and so I'm gonna cut it back a couple more, just like that. Turns out I'm cutting it back one more. All right, there we go. And so now we should get a branch to grow upwards, and it can hopefully help in filling out this gap right here. But of course, the only way to tell is by waiting. And so that's pretty much what I'm gonna do around the whole plant. So yeah, I'll see you guys when we are done. Alright everyone, so we are back from pruning. We just went for a little light pruning, nothing too major just because, it is getting colder and the plant's most likely going to go dormant. So why would we do anything major if it's not really going to be growing? But we just had to trim back some of those really long branches and get rid of some unnecessary branches because they're kind of just taking away some energy that could be used elsewhere. But yeah guys, this is like our holy grail when it comes to our plants. This thing is awesome, so I hope you guys enjoyed seeing it for the first time, and I'm also really excited to now be able to actually work with it now that I've revealed it to you guys. So expect to see this plant a bit more. Of course, maybe not right now because it's not really going to be growing too crazy, but once springtime comes around, I'm sure it's going to take off. We're going to fertilize it a whole bunch, and we'll do some pruning videos, stuff like that. Just anything related to it now we can do because it is revealed. So that is your guys' prize for 1,000 subscribers. I hope you guys enjoy that prize. I hope it was worth it. I think it's pretty worth it because this is the best plant we got. The best plant could be subjective, but generally this is like my favorite plant that we got. I mean, it's just pretty awesome, guys. Come on now. But yeah, that's pretty much going to conclude our 1,000 subscriber special. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know if you did or if you didn't. Let me know what I did good, what I did bad. You guys know the deal by now. Thank you for 1,000 subscribers. Never thought this day would come, but here we are. All thanks to you guys and all your support and all your love. Thank you all. I can't thank you enough, but I'll keep trying. All right, but yeah, thank you guys for watching. It's only up from here. Great things to come now that we can especially work with this awesome plant. So yeah, I'm gonna try and be consistent. I've been doing pretty well, I'd say. Well, as in comparison to previously. So yeah, trying to be consistent more often. I'm trying my best. So yeah, thank you guys for sticking around. Thank you for supporting. And yeah, that's been the 1,000 subscriber special. Yeah, peace guys. I'll see you guys later.